Welcome back to the Let's Make podcast. I'm your host Primal, and in today's episode, we have a lot of roster mania news to go through. We're going to be going through schedule for Major One, Week 3, and I'm going to give you guys thoughts on what I feel is going on in the scene. So let's crack on into it. So starting off, I want to say congratulations to Slasher for an incredible career in the competitive Call of Duty League and overall in general for competitive Call of Duty career. Congratulations on retirement. Looking forward to seeing where you go in the future. So, Slasher has officially retired from the competitive Call of Duty scene, and we are going. I know I'm going to miss him. Well, missing him playing all, and I really wish I could have gotten to meet him before he retired, but that is not the way things went, unfortunately. But in other Call of Duty League roster mania news, we have Exceed, who is going to be signing to the Royal Ravens as their main AR. I'm not sure how this team is going to really turn out because this is all Challengers team, kind of like the Vancouver's team. So this is going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Like, I'm curious to see how the leadership aspect and roles are going to play because Slasher was the main IGL for any team when you look at it. And with his retirement, it brings a lot of questions of what are we going to see next? Like, who is going to lead the Carolina Royal Ravens? So we shall see what happens. Next up are two other teams who have actually signed players who actually made some changes in a way that I didn't think were going to be making some changes. So we have, starting off, FaZe Vegas. They signed Aluka as a substitute spot, which is going to put pressure on the team for a stronger performance. Plus, it hurts me to say this, but Draza is going to be on the chopping block if they do not have a good Major 1 performance. Like, I know Luca's under a student visa and not a work visa. Like, he's out here in the States playing competitive college league COD and Challengers League COD while going to school, which I give him major kudos to of trying to chase his dream to become a professional. The question is, do we think he is going to get a spot on a professional team this year? Like starting position. I could see it happening. Um it all depends on how FaZe plays. Like, it's either going to be a Booza or it's going to be Draza who's dropped. And all the data and all the fingers are pointing at Draza to be dropped. But I just feel like if you drop Draza, I feel like you're making a mistake in a way. But that's just me. But yeah, we shall see what happens. See what future holds. And finally, LA Thieves signed Neum to their lineup as a substitute player from the Chicago Optic Huntsman Challengers team a that is sponsored by Hex and the Optic organization. So welcome Neum to the LA Thieves. So this is going to be an interesting year overall because we have so many Challengers players signed as substitutes or even as, Mercules, this is really his, what do you call this, his rookie year or his first or second year? Because technically he did get pulled up last year, but it wasn't a full year, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens and stuff. So I'm curious to see how this all leads up and see what happens. So that is it for challengers wise. Additionally, so last podcast episode, I did say that the Falcons did get a 1 week scrim ban. So that was supposed to be over break or something. So I'm not sure if that's really affected them much or how that affected them. So yeah. All right. So we are going to now hop on into the CDL Pickems. Also, we do have the Challengers playoff stage live on YouTube. So if you guys want to go watch Challengers scene, go check that out. So I will be back in a second once I've got Pickems pulled up. So week 3. So this is week 3 of week 5. So this will be the halfway point of online qualifiers because we will technically week 2 was halfway, but really week 3 is the midpoint in a way for qualifiers. So I will be doing a longer breakdown and hopefully I can get some guests on for the upcoming podcast for next week when I break down everything that's happened and all. So we shall see what happens. I know I need to update my spreadsheet for you guys and show you guys all the stats and all, which I have to figure out how to do because I've got to figure out to be able to do it via um, sharing and all. Anyways, let's crack on into predictions. So I almost said Monday. Why does my brain say Monday? Okay. All right. So Friday is a 2-day match prediction. So this is going to be a G2 Minnesota versus Riyadh. Um, I feel like this all has the trappings of a game 5, but my heart wants to go in. It's like my heart wants to go in the form of G2 based off how they've been playing at start, but I also have to remember that at the start of the season, there were no breaks, but we had a 3 week break and now they're coming back. So teams might not be how they were before break. So I, I'm going to look at, I'm going to see what the fans have and just see what the head to head have been. So last year, game 5. So of the past 5 games, it has gone to game 5. And Falcons have the lead over Riyadh, surprisingly. Oh, this is hard to predict. I'm going to give it to Falcons, but I feel like they might be shaky when they come out the gate to start off with. Now, let's talk about Carolina. Now, if Slasher was still playing, I would have it going to Heretic. Well, either which way, I felt like Carolina might have been able to squeeze this out, but I'm not sure how Carolina's going to fight against Heretics because Heretics have been putting up a stronger fight. So I'm going to give it to Heretics in a 3-1 fashion. Yep, they, as I said earlier, Carolina now looks like a Challengers professional team of just Challengers players turned pros. So that is Friday. We are going to save. So our Friday predictions are locked in. Now let's crack on into Saturday. So first off, for a match we have FaZe versus Optic. I am going to go with Optic. 3-1 fashion. I just have to pick the better team in this one because Optic, they've are your back-to-back reigning world champions. Plus, I'm expecting Mercules to have a masterclass in the series. Now, if somehow FaZe comes out and beats the pants off of Optic, and this would be a serious upset in a way, I would be that'll be a talking point for the podcast for next week, but we shall see what happens. I'm just curious. Oh yeah, 90-5. Yeah, no. It's chalked, I feel. Next, Boston Breach versus Vancouver. I've got Breach 3-1 over Vancouver. Like, Vancouver Challengers team. Yep. Okay. Next, Cloud9 versus Gelmates. I've got Gelmates taking this in a 3. I could see it being 3-0 or 3-1, but we shall see what happens. Yep. There we go. Gelmates, strong powerhouse, and definitely dark horse / Sunday contender for sure. Now, that is the end of Saturday. Hopping on into Sunday, here we go. So we have G2 versus Carolina. I've got G2 taking this in game 4. Yep, 82-17. Not close, really. Optic versus Vancouver. This is going to be a 3-0 in favor of Optic. Like, I seriously don't see Surge winning whatsoever. And finally, Thieves versus Coid. Now, this could tell how Thieves season could go. Now, if Kenny comes out and has a seriously strong performance, I think he'll still be able to keep his spot for now. But I feel like if Kenny has another stinker, he might be put to sub spot and Niam might be thrown in to replace Kenny before the major. Now, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below on that one. I am going to go 3-1 in favor of Thieves. Yep. I could see him being... I can't confidently say 3-0 because of how Kenny's performed in the past, so I'm going to say a 3-1. Now, if it goes to game 5, things could get dicey a little bit, I fear. But we shall see what happens. Saving predictions. Alright, guys. That is going to be the end of the podcast. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you on next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.